Hello and welcome to Magator96, and today we're going to talk about One Piece. Today's topic will be the red-nosed legend, the man who pretends to be a clown in order to eventually sit on the throne on which his former captain sat on. I'm of course talking about Buggy the Clown. This video will be the same style like my Straw Hat discussion videos were, where I will go over Buggy's personality, his role in the story and his combat abilities. But before we start, here's a brief overview on who Buggy is. Buggy the Star Clown is the captain of the Buggy Pirates as well as the co-leader of the Buggy and the Alvida Alliance and a former apprentice of the Roger Pirates. Shortly after the Summit War of Marineford, he became a member of the Seven Warlords of the Sea and the leader of the pirate dispatch organization Buggy's Delivery. He later lost his warlord status when the Seven Warlords system dissolved. Buggy is very vain and egoistical and seeks to be glorified and feared by others. When he was 9 years old, he complained that the Whitebeard Pirates were receiving more attention in the newspaper than his crew, the Roger Pirates. He does not spend much of his time improving his own abilities to become a powerful fighter, but rather focuses mainly on recruiting powerful subordinates who do the hard work while simultaneously being subjected to him. It presents with an opportunity to make himself look good and recruit powerful followers. Buggy will take it. Whenever someone strokes his ego, even if it's due to an inaccurate impression of him, Buggy will revel in it and start getting delusional of grandeur. When the Impel Down escapee praised him for being on Roger's crew, Buggy started considering that their support could help him take down Whitebeard or even become the Pirate King. Buggy is a showman and his actions are frequently designed to bring attention to himself. He injects the word flashy into almost every sentence he speaks and frequently uses it to describe his actions, such as giving Luffy a flash execution in Lockdown. In the attempt execution he made his entrance by blowing up a fountain and allowed his crew to run wild while he executed Luffy atop the platform where Gold D. Roger was famously killed. During the Summit War of Marineford, he had his followers broadcast his exploits to the outside world with a stolen Dendenmushi, and after becoming a warlord of the sea during the time skip, he used his Delfruit abilities in conjunction with a large robe to make himself look much bigger than he actually is. In addition to wanting followers, Buggy loves to find treasure and spends most of his time following maps leading to great riches. When he was on the Roger Pirates, he stated that the most important thing to a pirate is the physical treasure they find. Buggy is extremely possessive over the treasure he takes and will kill anyone who attempts to steal from him. When Shanks accidentally caused him to lose a treasure map during their apprentice days, Buggy developed a grudge against him that has lasted for 3 decades. When the Roger Pirates were on Skypiea, Buggy was very attracted to the Shandora Golden Bell and was disappointed when Roger decided not to take it. Buggy was even willing to guide Luffy through Impel Down in exchange for an armband pointing to Captain John's treasure, though did not intend to fully honor the deal, especially after Luffy gave him the armband in advance. When asked by Shanks on Marineford to return Luffy's Straw Hat, Buggy immediately did so upon being promised a treasure map in return and was extremely angry when he found out Shanks was lying. Buggy is extremely prideful. When he failed to kill Luffy, Zoro and Nami for stealing from him and defying him, he said that it will bring great shame upon him and his crew to let them go free. After Luffy defeated him, Buggy made it his mission to hunt down and kill him for simply angering him. He is prone to underestimating opponents that he knows nothing about, as he initially mistook Luffy for a common thief and believed that Luffy was much weaker than him until being defeated by him. He initially paid much more attention to Zoro due to having heard of the swordsmen before. In Impel Down, Buggy's lack of knowledge about Vice Warden Hannibal caused him to assume that he and Galdino had a chance of beating him, causing them to attack him and get easily beaten. Buggy also angrily confronted Portugal's D-Ace as an enemy until finding out who he was. When the Roger Pirates battled the Whitebeard Pirates for 4 days, Marco noted that Buggy and Shanks both had impressively stoic attitudes for young pirate apprentices. Buggy is extremely sensitive about his big red nose and will immediately execute anyone who points it out, usually by blowing them up with a buggy ball. He frequently tends to mishear people as talking about his nose when in reality they are talking about something completely different, and sometimes he even mistakes his own speech as referring to his nose and gets angry at people around him for it. Despite his prideful and vain attitude, Buggy is aware of the many dangers of the Grand Line and typically does not commit rash actions that will put him in trouble, to the point of acting cowardly. When the Roger Pirates came into conflict with the Golden Lion Pirates and their massive fleet, a 12-year-old Buggy worriedly pleaded to Roger to comply with Golden Lion Captain Shiki's request. When Ace fell asleep on his ship, Buggy ordered his crew not to kill him, as he knew that doing so would unleash Whitebeard's wrath on him. When teaming up with Luffy, who wanted to go to the lowest level Impel Down to save Ace, Buggy wished to stay on the highest level possible and avoid the prison's powerful guards. When escaping from Impel Down, Buggy went along with Jinbe, Crocodile and Dust Bones to commander a marine ship in order to stay away from the Warden Magellan. When he witnessed Whitebeard die after battling the Marine Admirals and Blackbeard pirates, Buggy immediately became afraid and flew away from the battleground, not caring if his followers saw him as cowardly. However, Buggy may commit rash actions if complied by his emotions. When Dracul Mihawk sliced him into many pieces during the Summit War, Buggy got angry at him and shot a Muggy Ball at him without thinking, causing Mihawk to deflect it back at him. Buggy can often be cruel and selfish, even towards his comrades. While operating in the East Blue, he regularly raided and pillaged defenseless towns before destroying them as he pleased, and would kill anyone who opposed him without hesitation. If one of his subordinates fails to accomplish a task, Buggy will become very angry at them and may abuse them. When a Buggy Ball was flying towards him and his crew, Buggy used 2 of his crewmates as shields without any remorse. After losing his warlord position and being confronted by a marine fleet, Buggy plotted to escape in secret while the rest of his forces fought the Marines. When teaming up with Luffy in Impel Down, Buggy frequently looked for ways to split away from him and pursue his own goal of escaping, even if it meant going back on his word or leaving Luffy in a perilous situation. When Luffy gave him Captain John's armband in advance and let him go off even before they had agreed to, Buggy was baffled by his kindness. While with the Roger Pirates, he kept a treasure map from them without telling anyone and pretended to eat the devil fruit the crew had in order to sell the real one, valuing gaining wealth for himself over contributing to the crew. Buggy is willing to do whatever it takes to win and aid his comrades in battle, as shown when he attempted to restrain Zoro to allow Kabaji to strike him. As captain of the Buggy Pirates, Buggy has authority over his crew, which grew exponentially during the Impel Down arc after he freed hundreds of powerful prisoners from Impel Down whose individual bounties are much higher than his own. After hearing that Buggy was once a member of the Roger Pirates, those prisoners came to heavily respect him and follow him whenever he went. The Emperor Whitebeard even noted that Buggy's new forces could disrupt his crew's ability to save Ace if they were against him, so he offered to form an alliance with Buggy during the Summit War. Buggy's newfound authority, created by his association with the Roger Pirates, even attracted the attention of the world government, who offered him a warlord position. Buggy used this position to run a mercenary business called the Buggy's Delivery, when he had authority over a large number of powerful mercenaries, including giants from Elbaf. However, now that the 7 warlord system has been dissolved, Buggy is now an enemy of the world government again, and he can no longer operate outside the laws as he pleases. Despite once being an apprentice with the renowned Roger Pirates, Buggy has never achieved the great strength and combat skill of his crewmates, particularly his fellow former apprentice Shanks, who is now a member of the Four Emperors. For the most part, he is only truly dangerous against normal citizens and novice pirates in the Wike Sea East Blue, though did manage to easily defeat the Kuma tribe with the help of Alvida, Moji and Kabaji. However, Buggy is resilient, having sailed the Grand Line with the Roger Pirates and surviving the battles and perils they were in, including fights against opponents like the Golden Lion Pirates and the Whitebeard Pirates. Buggy also captained his own crew through the Grand Line and has survived its perils so far, and currently operates in the New World. Buggy was involved in the mass breakout of Impel Down in the Summit War of Marineford and survived, although he was rarely involved in direct combat and most of the fighters paid him little mind. Buggy mainly gets by with his craftiness. He frequently devises plans to unexpectedly overwhelm his opponents with his weapons and devil fruit. He allowed Zoro to cut him into pieces and pretended to be dead in order to stab Zoro with a detached hand while he was off guard. He was also able to trap Luffy on Roger's execution platform and would have successfully executed him had lightning not struck the platform. Buggy is also a skilled inventor, as evident by his creation of extremely powerful ammunition like Buggy Balls and Muggy Balls that greatly aid in his destructive capabilities. Additionally, Buggy is very opportunistic and will frequently look to utilize other people to help him get out of trouble. This was most notably shown in Impel Down, where he freed hundreds of prisoners to get them to follow him and create a riot. When the Marines identified him as a former member of the Roger Pirates, Buggy decided to quickly utilize this to build up his own image. Although his efforts to be seen as a great are frequently intentional, Buggy also benefits from a significant amount of luck when leading the Impel Down escapees, as even though he showed his cowardly nature multiple times, his words and actions were always misunderstood by the escapees as indicators of strength. Buggy possesses notable physical durability, as he quickly recovered after being hit by a Muggy Ball that Mihawk rebounded back towards him in Marineford, although he avoided most of the damage by using his men as shields. Buggy was able to survive the explosion from a Buggy Ball that Luffy sent flying back at him and emerged from the wreckage of the collapsed tavern with no injuries. Additionally, although he does not have immunity to lightning like Luffy, he was able to quickly get back up after being struck on the lockdown execution platform and immediately start chasing after Luffy. In Impel Down, he was able to walk through the extreme heat of level 4 and extreme cold of level 5 without suffering significant adverse effect. Buggy has a notable amount of physical strength, which is aided by his Del Fruit, allowing his hands to detach and fly. He was easily able to lift one of his men and Major Budley off the ground by their necks with a single detached hand. Additionally, he was able to lift a massive Blue Gory high into the air with both of his detached hands, as well as carry Luffy and the very large fishman Jinbei in the air with just his hands holding them against his torso. He was able to throw Moji a great distance forward despite Moji being slightly bigger than him. According to Shanks, Buggy was a very good swimmer, but he lost his ability after eating his devil fruit. Buggy ate the Bara Bara no Mi, a Paramecia type devil fruit that allows him to split his body into pieces and reassemble them at will. This power also makes him immune to slashing attacks. With the exception of his feet, Buggy can make his disassembled body parts levitate and control them telekinetically. He can launch his body parts at high speed, allowing him to strike a distant target with strong force. He can also split his body to dodge opponents' attacks by detaching the section of his body that would have taken the attack and make it fly out the way. Furthermore, his body parts remain connected to each other even when they are separated. For example, if his hand is detached, he can still control his fingers. Additionally, he can feel any pain that is inflicted on his detached pieces. With this, I covered everything that I wanted to cover on Buggy in this video. And that will be all for this video. If you like this video, leave a like, leave your thoughts in the comments below, or subscribe to the channel for more One Piece content as well as other manga content, and we'll see you next time. Take care.